Hello there. Hi, Instagram. How are you? Happy Wednesday. It is the Wednesday before Memorial Day weekend, which is crazy. Time really, really flies. Hello, Anna's Makeup Artistry. Aucha Laudu? Stop Traffic Worldwide. Hello, hello. Nice to see you guys. It's interesting. This is not a time I usually come on to do IG Lives. I usually do them, I'm in California, so I usually do them like 9 a.m. California time. And this kind of feels nice to be doing it at this time. It's nice to connect with some new artists. I did want to hop on for a couple of reasons. I haven't been doing too many IG Lives. I haven't been doing a lot of social media in the last week and a half. And a big part of it is just feeling the need for a social media cleanse, if you can understand what that feels like. I'm sure we all can. Hey, Jane Stilettos and Naturally Lex, nice to see you guys. Mill Style 3186. Yeah, I every once in a while take a hiatus from social media, usually a little bit longer. I've done like a month, and when you do a month, it feels amazing. But with the growth of my business and things like that, sometimes I don't know, a month doesn't make sense anymore. Anna's Makeup Artistry, I feel the same way. Yeah, and when you feel this way, are you able to take time off? Is that something that you, I guess, gift yourself is the way that I would put it. Hey, Zad's Cats, nice to see you. Yeah, so part of the reason I wanted to hop on is because it's interesting. I'm working with my coach. Her name is Patty Dominguez. I'm sure you guys have heard me mention her in the past or have seen some postings that I've done. And Patty's incredible. And she's been infusing her energy into the beauty mastermind. And she started to work with some of my clients too, which is so great. And what Patty does is she works on the branding, the automating, and the scaling of businesses. So it's so exciting for not only for myself, but to see my clients at a level where they need that kind of support. So, with that being said, there are some things on Instagram and on Facebook. Hi. That's so funny. She's so cute. There's some things that if you follow me on Instagram or on Facebook that you're going to see that are a little different. One of them being ads. If you haven't noticed in the last few days, and you're going to continue to see them, I've had some ads come up. So if you are joining me for the first time on an IG Live, and part of it is because you saw an ad and you've liked or followed my profile, thank you so much. Thank you for that, because I'm doing ads as a way, I'm testing, I'm seeing, what kind of material works. I'm definitely at the automating to scale level of, the business growth. So we're in the testing phase of it. But I did notice that I had a good 40, 50 people this afternoon start to follow me. So I wanted to just hop on and say thank you if it's the first time that we're connecting. And then also just for anybody who's familiar with me, a lot of the stuff I do is very organic. So it's the first time I'm actually paying for ads and stuff. And it's interesting. A big part of it is I like to test things. I like to try them and figure out a system for them. And when they work, I bring them to my community. So to other artists who are looking to grow their business, so that they don't have to go through the headache of figuring out how to make a Facebook ad work. Because if you're not getting a return on your investment, then it's kind of not worth it. Anna's Makeup Artistry says, it's so hard for me not to use social media because all my clients are from social media, so it's kind of impossible. But I do take a weekend or use an app to have certain posts posted. Yeah, that's exactly right. There's amazing programs like Hootsuite, right, that can do posting for you. But I will say this, I think that a big part of it is also training your clients to do business with you. So if you're using social media a lot for clients, it might make sense to move them over to communicating with you via email or whatever method makes sense for you. That was one of the things that a couple of years ago I totally cleaned up. I don't do business with anyone on social media. I always move them over to an email. And then I have an autoresponder on my email. If you ever email me, you're going to get an email that says that I check emails 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. it's 11 a.m. my time in Los Angeles, but so it's like 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you know, people email me and they understand that that's when they're going to get their responses. And if it's urgent, then the email also says, hey, you can call me. But if someone reaches out to me and is wanting to do business with me via social media, I typically pull them over to email, so it's cleaner. But then it also pulls them out of the instant gratification, because instant responses doesn't always mean quality service. And then also it's just setting up boundaries for yourself. You know, and when you feel like, yeah, you're on overload, like, stop it. You got to take some time to kind of recharge and get back into it. So if you've been following me for a while, like up until a week and a half ago, like the month right before that, I was doing IGs like almost every day. I just had a lot to say. It was just pouring out of me. And you haven't heard too much about me in the last week and a half because I just was like, I'm depleted. And it's not only the social media, it's, you know, I hosted an event a couple of weeks back in New York. I also was hosting friends and family that came to visit in California. So for like a month and a half really, I've just been in giving, supporting, you know, helping others, and which I love to do. But then there's a point where it's like, okay, I need some downtime for myself. And you have to kind of honor that too. So with that being said, you know, if that's a way that you feel sometimes, do you have certain things in place that you can take that time off? Because I really don't care. Like I should be posting and doing things like in the last week and a half. Like I should. That's what most people would say. But I also know that when I, you know, hop on and I communicate from a place that, oh my God, there's this little girl here and she's like 3 years old and she's just like ruling everybody. It's hilarious. She's really cute. Anyway, but the thing is, if I hop on or if I post something and it's just because I feel like I need to post something as opposed to really having something to say, the energy behind it is so different. The response to it is so different. So I'm just trusting in the flow of things, you know. And I know that when I have something to say, it's going to be great. And if I don't have anything to say, don't say it. You know. So from that standpoint, I hope that helps a little bit. You know, definitely think about it. What can you do to set yourself up for success? In fact, I actually today just hired an AV, which, if you're not familiar with that term, it's sorry, a VA, a virtual assistant, not an AV. I'm thinking AV because I do so many events, audiovisual, but a VA, so a virtual assistant. And you know, a big part of what she's going to do is she's going to help out with my social media, so that I don't have to do like so much of the heavy lifting, right? I'll have like a social media plan, and then I'm going to continue to do what I do, which is I just hop on and I speak when, you know, my heart tells me, hey, it's time to share something. So you could do something like that too. But for sure, like, you know, if anybody says to me, hey, you should get on, or you should post this, or you should do this, like, I'm not listening to that. You know, I'm not following normal strategy in that way. So if you feel called, like, hey, I still want to have something to share with my audience, like, do it. You know, set up a plan for it. And that's exactly why I'm setting one up now, because I'm like, I don't want to get on and say something or do something because I feel like I need to. I want it to be really organic. So I hope that helps. Hello, Makeup by Yolanda79, Glam Tam Tam, Rich Girl Wigs, Jaws Makeup, Applehead Girl, Marshall Charles Beauty, hello, Michaela Janaise, Miss Platinum Couture, Ebony Tyler Beauty, oh my God, so great to see all you guys, AGB Makeup, Chanel Rose Gold, oh my God, Chanel, congratulations again, I saw your post today, that's so amazing, like big decisions. And really, really empowering. So happy to see you doing what's in your heart. I think that's so great. Suzanne Dotson, hello. Glam Tam Tam, you're from Jersey, but were you ever based in New York City? Yes. So I grew up in New Jersey, and before moving to Los Angeles, I lived in New York, but I was always based in New York. I always did makeup from there, and the last formal booking that I had in New York was key makeup artist for a show on Comedy Central. So yes, I've been based. I still consider myself based from New York. Even now, I'm just bi-coastal. Glam Tam Tam, you remind me of Cosette. Oh, tell me why. That's interesting. Very curious to know why that is. Suzanne, don't ever let anyone tell you what to do. Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, I think it's more like what feels right, what's in your heart, you know? I think when your message is more heart-centered, it's always aligned. It always comes out right, so there's no need to push it. It's also like when you're trying to complete things, get certain tasks done. Hold on, I gotta like adjust my hair a little bit. The sun is like, it's not hitting me right, you guys. But yeah, it's also like about completing like tasks. So for example, I have this online product that I have it already recorded.
Can I get a small latte to go, and then I'll also take the check?
Yeah. You guys are really just seeing, this is so not professionally done, which I don't care. I like just talking. But anyway, I have this online product that I already have created, and I'm redoing it. And a big part of the reason I'm redoing it is because the information that I've shared on it, there's things already changing in social media, things that are changing in terms of like the sales process just based on what I'm seeing. And there's a big part of it that has to do with like mindset and, you know, just how to approach your business. And basically I'm re-recording all of it. I just did it last summer and I was like, great, this will carry me for a while. And like, no, like I feel like I need to re-record it. So today would have been a perfect time to just start redoing it, but it's not today. So I also know that I have a certain deadline when I want to have it done by. I also know it'll be completed by that deadline. I just trust that, you know, when the time comes, the energy is going to be right behind it and I'm going to get it done in a way that's right. Where if I did it today, it would be forced and it's not the right energy. So like I'm kind of approaching everything that way. Like everything has a season. And you know, like how you know when it's time to move on something is when you feel the inspiration. You're so excited. You're like, oh my God, I have to like do this right now. So that's what I wait for. And when I do that, it works. If any of you were on my last webinar, I presented an offer at the end of it for, actually for that exact online product. And I changed that offer 45 minutes before I did the webinar. I had something completely different prepared. And I reached out to my coach like 45 minutes before, and we changed it all. And she had created like a landing page, a website for it and everything. And in 45 minutes, like I changed my entire presentation and she changed the whole back end. And it was the right thing. It landed, it made sense. So, you know, you gotta trust your gut. And when you get those intuitions, you go for it then. And when you don't get it, don't do anything. Oh, hi, Rich Girl Wigs, hello. Queendom 2016, Fly Goddess, The Makeup Ali, Enhanced by Monet, Megan M Artistry, nice to see you, Tammy 2 Independent, J Mac MUA, Jupiter Chase, wow, Tasha, this is a great time to, I guess you guys are night owl. I'm so not a night owl, and I know, it's hilarious to say that because it's sunny out. But thank you so much, Washington, Daryl C, nice to see you. Thank you so much for hopping on and saying hello, I really appreciate it. I'd love to know what's going on with you guys. I'd love if there's anybody who's been following me for a while, like, you know, I really want to thank you guys because I see some of the same names over and over and over when we do lives, and that means a lot because it helps me to just remember that, like, you know, what I'm trying to do here kind of makes sense and it's working. So the acknowledgement is always really great. So if you've been following me for a while, and you've been listening to my rants, I'd love to know, like, what is it that keeps you coming back? What is it? Is it more information about business, would you say? Is it more about, like, the mindset piece? What is it for you that you feel is the most compelling? What resonates the most with you? Because the more familiar I get with what you want to hear about, the more I'll share about it. And for those of you that are new, thank you so much for following and joining me today. And what are the things that you are most interested in hearing? So if you're not familiar with me and what I do, I have been a makeup artist for 17 years, worked in bridal. I had my own bridal business, bridal agency pretty much, for like a decade, well, more than that, and also a substantial career in television. I quit a pretty high-level job last year to move to Los Angeles and kind of really focus on Beauty Mastermind because I'd been building it and working for a while, and it was just time for a change. So with that, this last year has been amazing. I've learned so much. I've totally immersed so much more into like the business piece, the mindset piece, all of that. Like I needed to be in California for it. So this is definitely the opportunity. If you ever join me on these lives again, I got this, son. If you join me on these lives again, I'm happy to like talk about any one of those things. So let me know what you like to talk about. Oh, Glam Tam Tam says, because Roque always talks about elevate. Oh my God, I should know that. Elevate, what the hell does that mean? Let me know what that, let me know what that is. Makeup by Frankie, business, mindset, and motivation. Oh, well, that's awesome. You kind of, that's like the holy grail. That's the holy grail. So is there one of those that is a bigger focus for you? Which one is the most important for you? JMac, MUI Business, expanding my brand. So JMac, what do you think is the biggest challenge you're having right now? Because what I specialize in, there's different areas of business, right? And my specialty is for sure sales, how to create programs, how to create packages. Like I really know how to create the container, how people should sell things, how they should deliver them to their clients. Like I'm very good at figuring that stuff out, how to organize your services or your content if you're an educator. You know, the investment for it, what's a great place to start, how to grow your clients with you. So that's definitely more of a sales strategy, right? And then there's also different parts of business. So there's for sure branding, like what I said before, my coach Patty, like she specializes in branding, automating, and scaling. And in fact, we're like co-coaching some of my clients because what we do together is like, she gets really clear on who the ideal client is, how do we find them, and then I'm so good at like helping my clients put together the offer to sell to them. So what part of the business is it for you that you feel is the most challenging? Megan M Artistry, you've been around forever. And when I say forever, it's like you've been following me for a while. So most interested back-end business, sales, motivation, and pitching techniques, really revamping the beauty business, and I appreciate you sharing. Yeah, like, oh my God, well, those are all the things that are near and dear to my heart. Sales for sure, because it's definitely a delicate conversation, and when you master it, it's really coming to it from a place of empowerment as opposed to waiting for your clients to say, hey, how much is this, and this is what I'm gonna pay you. It's just making a choice. So if any of you guys missed my last webinar where I shared my how I generated $38,477 in 39 days, one of the sales secrets talks in a subconscious way, thank you so much, talks about that, like approaching sales from an empowered state. Like, what do you want? And pitching. Well, let me tell you about pitching, because it's definitely a very sales-oriented term. Pitching, like, I just had an event the first weekend in May called Beauty Event Mastery. And it is all about how to put on live events. And I had each one of my attendees present their pitch, right? Present their offer on the last day. And sales is not only a science, but there's an art to it. So I'm happy to answer any questions that you have, and I can also tell you that it's definitely something that you continue to refine, and there is a method to it. And then within the method, I'm a big believer in systems. Like, you know, what I do is I help my clients find their system, create the system, and then there's a flow, your own flow in it. Like, what's your voice? And like for me, if you've been following me for a while, like I'm definitely a tough love kind of person. I like to give it to you straight. So if that's not your energy, if you don't like that, you're pretty much not going to like working with me. You're not going to like my presentations. Like I choose to be polarizing. I choose to create that because it's just kind of like, well, what are you going to do? That's my energy. There's other people who have a much softer energy, so their presentation style would be very different. So the container, so like the system for it is one thing, and then how you flow within it is very different too. Like it's two separate pieces. And if, let's say if you were to show up in my voice and it's not really how you sound, then your pitch it's not going to land either. So that's why I love this stuff. I love sales and events and stuff because it's just it's like a puzzle. It's really, really fun to figure out. And I mean, my new puzzle is like Facebook and Instagram ads. So we're playing with that. And trust me, I love every part of it because it's like, wait until I nail this and I get this I get this because my coach Patty gets it already. She understands how it works, but we're testing. So we're trying different ads. So, pay attention to the ads that I'm doing. Like you're going to see some of professional, like my headshot pictures, some aren't. What are the pictures that are working? What's the copy that's working? There's going to be some that are videos, some that aren't. Who are we targeting? What is the audience that's listening to them? It's so fascinating. Business is so much fun. But I will say that for me to understand it and really have a grasp for this now and really be enjoying it now is because I had the fundamentals. Like I know how to create my own sales. Like I know what are the offers that I have. When I go to Patty, like I have my things created and she just helps me, reach the audience with a much wider net, if that makes sense. So Megan M. Artistry, let me know if you have a specific question about sales or pitching, and then motivation. I mean, I think I'm shifting from working, instead of working from motivation, I'm working from inspiration. And if you're not familiar, for those of you who are on this today, if you're not familiar with the difference between the two, I heard something really great on YouTube. Like motivation is like doing things because you have to, right? So it could be like, let's say if you have a job and the motivation is you're going to get paid at the end of the job, and it doesn't, it's not like you may like it or may not, but the motivation is you're going to get paid. Where inspiration is the idea comes to you, you have the excitement, and then you know what your next steps are because it came to you. So that's when you take action. That's inspiration, and that's what I'm doing a lot. So that's what I was saying. Like when I'm not doing IG, I do IG lives when I'm inspired to. I create my content when I'm inspired to. And what I try and do is I try to create as many opportunities for the inspiration to happen. So meditation, that's another reason I love being in Los Angeles, like being out in nature. That's something that really inspires me. And then when I get still enough, usually like by the time when I'm in a meditation, something will happen and I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to be done with this because I have the idea. So I would say that's been a really interesting game changer in the last couple of months for me working from inspiration. It's like, I feel like everything that I'm doing is just landing, just because I'm just getting out of the way, if that makes sense. Enhanced by Monet, your authentic and full knowledge and wisdom. I love hearing you share content. Oh my God, thank you so much. Well, let me know what you want to hear more of. I really appreciate that. You using the word authentic means a lot to me because it's, I'm one of those people, I'm a horrible liar. Like honesty is something that's really, really valuable to me. And like, I really believe, my former coach Alex always said, talk your walk, like tell people what you're doing. So, I try and share from that place of, like honesty because I went there. So, and if I didn't go there, then I know the person who can share the information to help you, right? But I like to share from knowing because I went through it. So, thank you for that. Oh, Glam Tintant Lava Track. I should totally know that. That's awesome. Yeah, well, I really appreciate it. I mean, Roque, he's an amazing, amazing artist, and what he's doing with his brand is awesome. So thank you so much for the comparison. I really appreciate it. Hello, my Von Beauty, Stephanie Ford MUA. What is that? Juice and Berries. Oh, Juice and Berries. Hello. Jacora Monique. Hello. Coriana Elizabeth Beauty. Hello, hello. J Mac MUA, building clientele and changing to a more luxurious brand. Well, I think that if you're looking to do that, to build your clientele, I would say that the thing that has helped me tremendously and what I help my clients with is to be more targeted. It's not about working with everybody. It's like working with the right people. So most people are going to say no because they're not the right fit. And if you're trying to work with everybody, you're going to end up working with nobody. And changing to a more luxurious brand, I would say that if you're looking to up-level what you're doing, I don't see any way around it, like just based on my experience and what I've gone through, I don't see any way around it until you do the dirty work too. Meaning, like, if you're looking for your clients to invest in a higher level with you, then are you doing that within your own business? Have you done everything that you're requiring your clients to do? Like, I'm sure you guys know that in my programs, there's certainly, the investments are not small. And they're absolutely right. Like, the investments are going to continue to increase because the investments that I make to work with the kinds of coaches that I work with, like the value of being in my circle not only with the wealth of information that I have, but the resources that I have is worth every penny of that. And to be honest with you, I still think it's cheap. But it's much easier for me to be here now because when I first started, like thinking of the investments that I ask of people now, like would seem crazy because I hadn't yet done it. But I've invested like tenfold of that, you know, so it's aligned. And also with building a more luxurious brand, if you don't quite have it yet, it's telling me that you need more information. So it's like, you know, what's it worth to you to really build that brand? Is it worth it enough to actually like learn the systems, learn the processes, you know? And let me say this, I am not a coach for everybody, and I don't think, I will never say that because I'm really not for everybody, and what I do is not for everybody. I'm definitely the kind of, if you're looking to have a business where you are an entrepreneur, because for me, I have a passion for television, I'm definitely like, you know, gonna get back into it. So it's like I like working on all these different kinds of projects, but I am not dependent on them for my financial stability. Like I want my own thing. So, you know, I'm the coach for beauty entrepreneurs. And I'm also a coach that specializes in sales. There are other coaches available. And if sales is not the thing that you're looking for, then it wouldn't be me, but go find that person, you know? If you're looking for someone who can do branding, if you're looking for someone who can do online market, you know, there's other people for it, but you got to figure it out. And I think that one of the biggest mistakes that most artists make is that they're trying to do it all themselves, and you're never going to get there. You got to bring in people who know what they're doing, because you're just going to keep wasting money and time. So that's my 2 cents on it. CC Beauties, hello. Virtua 2014, Kimmy Sweets 2. I am Rare Chick, hello, hello. J Mac, MUA, I want to transition to luxury bridal specifically. Yeah, like you can absolutely do it. For sure, there's absolutely, like my clients are doing it all the time. And it doesn't take a long time to grow. In fact, I think, you know, right off the bat, you know, raising the investments is a big part because you're going to weed out. I'm so sorry, there's like 5 garbage trucks passing by. You're going to weed out the not right buyers, but also, like, you know, you want to remain in integrity. It's not just about asking for a lot of money, it's about over delivering on that. So if you're proposing for someone to invest with you at the $1,000 level, like, they should be feeling like they're getting $5,000 worth of service and product. You know what I mean? It's over delivering it, so they're literally wanting to throw their credit card at you. So how do you do that? How do you make your offers so sexy that they really feel that way, and they feel that way throughout? So hopefully that gives you something to think about. Makeup by Frankia, sales for sure. My Von Beauty sales, approaching potential clients. So have you guys had the chance to see my last webinar? Because I think that might help if you haven't had a chance to. And if you have it, the link is on my bio. It's up there. It's totally free. You can visit it. But I think it'll help with the reframing of just approaching your business, you know? Sales for sure. Hello, Hair by Vanessa, Ascendio MUA, Kristen MUA, Egiomas in Beauty, Love Ivy, Shide. Oh. Sorry. How do I say Shide? I'm sorry, I'm totally messing up your name. Samantha Agostino, hello, hello. Alex Ray, Be Unique. Makeup by Frankie, that makes sense. Inspiration, cool. Yeah, that's a really big one. And really, for any question, any business question, honestly, any life question, that's what I do. I go to inspiration, and if the answer, like I'll do a meditation or something, and if the answer is I don't know, then the answer is no. Like it has to be like a definite yes for me to say yes to something. And whenever I do that, you know, it always works. It always works. So I'm not going to waste my time trying to think things through, because that's kind of working in ego. And I'm looking to really work from what in my heart I know to be true. Like I know what I'm here to do. So all I have to do is just check in with myself. Glam Tam Tam, I think you've really carved a niche for yourself. Why, thank you. And I think the niche really comes from being me. You know, like, because no one else can be me. And if I was trying to be someone else or coach in a way that others would, like, just wouldn't work. And I also know myself well enough to know at this point, through my coaching and just figuring out who I am, that I was just saying this to my client the other day because she's also, I would categorize her the same way. Many of my clients are. I'm a disruptor. I am someone who doesn't, I don't, for me, like the matrix is bullshit. So the way that things have been working in the beauty industry, to me, I'm like, that shit doesn't work anymore. So I'm not looking to conform to what's going on. I'm looking to create new ways. And I am creating new ways, but I'm really looking to create the awareness for others. So like if you have the awareness that you don't have to just do it one way, that there's another way, great. Now you have that open perspective and you can go find the way that's for you. And then there's your own niche. You know, it's literally just being you. So I hope that helps. Thank you so much for the compliment. Hey Solo, Face Monarch, J Bailey Beauty, who's killing it right now in Beauty Mastermind, man. Really having an awesome couple of weeks, so congrats again on that. Suzanne Dodson, you were very inspiring. Thank you. Suzanne, again, only honesty, hate lies. Yeah, it just, I think I'm allergic to it. It's just like, I can't do it. It's too hard. It just feels phony. And there's no way that I would be able to operate my business in integrity if it felt like I was lying. Like I just wouldn't be able to sleep at night. You know, for me, what keeps me up at night is how can I help more? Am I doing enough? So those are the kinds of problems I want to have, you know. J Mac MUA, do you have a plan on traveling? Do you have a plan on traveling to the south with your live classes? I'm in Texas. I don't have a plan right now. Some of you may know I'm actually doing a very intimate class, not this weekend, but next weekend, next Saturday, June 3rd. I'm doing one in Paris, which I'm so excited about. And then my next boot camp is in New York. I am in the process of putting together my my event schedule for 2018, and to be honest with you, I'm actually looking to scale back. Most likely what's going to happen is I will have one boot camp next year. Not most likely, that's what I'm doing. I'm having one boot camp next year. However, the boot camp, the way that it's I have it structured now, like it's going to totally change. It's actually going to be more days. It's going to be awesome. So for those of you who are enrolled in my winter cycle of Beauty Sales Mastery, there's some new changes. I'm going to create an event just for that, and then you're also going to get Mastercraft Bootcamp. So you're going to get 2 events bonused in, not just one. And then also, you know, for sure I'll be filling Mastercraft Bootcamp with, you know, some other artists, but I'm only going to do one. And most likely that's, I'm not sure. It might be in New York, but I might make a destination. But there's only going to be one of those. So I do want to reframe you a little bit on the question, because good for you that you're in Texas, but how badly do you want the business of your dreams? And if it required you getting on a plane to get the information and the knowledge and the learning that you want, is it worth it to you? If it requires that it has to come to you as opposed to you working and going to it, are you willing to do the work? Because it's not that hard to jump on a plane, you know what I mean? So I think it's a question, you know, for you to really ask yourself of like, you know, what does it work to you to go, you know? Katie Bloom Hair, I almost made it, I don't know how to see the end part. Target market. Yeah, target market is really important. You want to get clear on who you're servicing, and a big part of that, I think, before you start identifying who your ideal audience is like, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? And then you find the clients that make sense for that. Suzanne Johnson, too much lying in Hollywood. You know what? That's one perspective. I know that there's a lot of people who feel like, oh, you know, LA can be very fake. The LA that I live in is not fake at all. I deal with people that are so authentic. It's amazing. I think there's lying everywhere, and I also think there's lots of honesty everywhere. It's just the lens that you choose to look through. And also, I think, you know, as you know, I guess, continue to evolve and grow yourself, like you also attract a different quality of people. Because for sure, the quality of people that are in my life right now, they're amazing. And we're of like mind. So our values are very similar. And so I don't experience that. That's not my truth. And it's not to say that it doesn't exist. It's just not the experience that I have. You know, but I've had it in the past. I know what that's like, and it wasn't only in Hollywood, it was like everywhere. Glam Tam Tam, can you grow to love working with brides, or do you believe it's innate? I think things change. You know, I mean, I still love working with brides. I loved it. I did it for like 17 years. And recently, you know, I announced that I just retired from bridal. I'm done with it because I'm not as excited by it. And I think that, you know, every bride deserves someone who's super excited. And you know, some of you may know that, you know, for a bride to work with me, it's a $10,000 investment. And when $10,000 isn't exciting you, then that's when you know it's just like, okay, I mean, I could continue to raise the investment, but I know whatever the number would be, it's just like, I'm going to get bored. So I think it's more like growth. Okay, I'm ready for something new. I'm more excited about helping other clients get to their dream brides, because I've already done that part. I've already worked in the trenches. So I think it changes, but I mean, if it's not your love right now, then maybe that's not it right now. Or maybe keep playing with it and see, or maybe it's not the right person. You know, like, I think the question is, do you like dabbling in it? You know, is there something you're getting out of it? And if you're really hating it, then maybe not. Bam to Glam Beauty, hello. Mocha Dumora. Makeup by Ares. Every motorcycle is out because it's beautiful today. Hi, how are you there? Katie Bloom Hair, do you work with hairstylists? Yes, I do. I work with all beauty professionals. I mean, I mainly work with makeup artists because I'm a makeup artist, right? So naturally, I'm going to attract most of them. But that's also a big part of what I'm working with on my branding with my coach Patty, is expanding to beauty pros, because I actually have a lot of experience, not only with makeup artists. I worked at a hair salon for like a decade, so I know the ins and outs of it. I also you know, most of you don't know this, but I'm a licensed cosmetologist, so I know how to do both hair and makeup. And working in TV, you have to do both. So what I won't do for hairstylists is I personally would not teach the skill set of hair. Like, I would have someone amazing come in and do it because I believe, you know, aces in their places. But in terms of the sales strategies, it's all the same thing. So that part, I mean, I have a client who's a photographer. I have clients who wear makeup and hair. Like, yes. So the answer is yes. J Mac MUA, she writes, I saw it. I know it's something that I said before, but oh, maybe the webinar. If you saw it, did it help? What was if it was helpful, what was the most helpful part? Glam Tam Tam, such as what's BS within the industry? Well, I mean, again, I think that's just perspective, you know, going back to like lying and stuff. I mean, I think it's just with any industry, you know, so that's another big reason why I kind of have my own thing. I like to dabble, you know, and play in industries, but I don't like to live in that world because, you know, to me it's the matrix, like I said. So I don't trust any systems. But let's not go down that road, because I'll probably get arrested or something. Rihanna Elizabeth Beauty, would love to know more about meditation. Yeah, what would you like to know? I meditate. I've been meditating a lot this week. I just feel like I've been needing it. And actually, I got these. I have to look at the name of them, but it's basically like these. I think binary beats or something, where it's like you get into an even deeper state of meditation. It's, you know, wild stuff that only makes sense here in California, but it's so good. And I think I'm going to a sound bath tonight, which is like, you know, where it's like meditation, but with like sounds of like different, you know, bowls and stuff like that. I know it's so woo-woo, but let me tell you, like, I just love it. I dive more into it because I really feel like at the end of the day, if you're having challenges with your business or relationship or finances, it always comes down to, you know, healing the relationship with yourself. So I pay a lot of attention. Like, the first thing that I work on is, you know, taking care of me and making sure that I'm in conversation with myself, with my soul, because that's the thing that's guiding me. And for that reason, I make a lot of time to meditate, and I create the time to meditate, to, you know, just to do things like that. And that's another reason why LA just totally made sense for me, because it's like there's just so many avenues to do stuff like that. And I know that the more connected I am with that, the more growth I have, not only in my business but in life in general. So like my main job here is to work on that personal connection, and then when I do that, I'm able to go out and support others because I can do that for myself, if that makes sense. So meditation is big, and I get all my inspiration from it, all of it. Like I'll share with you a little bit about why I'm going to Paris. I I was laying in bed one day. It was like a Sunday morning. I was laying in bed, and this was after I had just done my class in New York back in the beginning of April, and I was just so tired. And I also have, it's tough for me to just like lay around and do nothing. It's just not who I am. But I was so tired that I was like laying in bed and I was just watching movies. It's like 7 in the morning too, by the way. It's like 7 a.m. on a Sunday. And I felt like, why am I just laying around doing nothing, whatever. But, I just had the awareness of like, wow, I need a vacation, I'm tired. So then I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll go to Maui because I love Maui. And there's a hotel there that I always go to, and it's just super relaxing. But I was just like, you know what, I need something different. And then Paris came into my head. And then I was watching Netflix, and I watched Something's Gotta Give, that movie with Diane Keaton and Jack Nicholson. And then like the whole end part, they end up in Paris. So I was like, okay, there's a sign there. I watched like 2 other movies, and I kept getting those signs. So I messaged my coach, and I was like, hey Patty, I want to go to Paris, and I don't want to pay for it. Because I started thinking about like how I wanted to do it. And the more I was thinking about it, I was like, wow, that's going to be pricey. So then I was just like, okay, well, I knew that. And then she messaged me, and she's like, okay, great. Like, that's fantastic. Let's do it. But I didn't know how it was going to happen or whatever. And then I was like, wait a minute. What if I were to teach a class there? That would be amazing. Like, that could finance the trip. So that's how the idea for the class came. And then, the plan started to come. But all of that came from inspiration, because in the beginning, I knew that I wanted to go to Paris, but I didn't know how. And then I got the clarity of the class. And if I did a class that was small and intimate, that for me is like so easy. It's not working really hard. That's actually really fun. So it still felt really fun. And then it was like, ooh, well, let's figure out how this is all going to come together. And then, that's when we started talking more about Facebook ads, and we started talking about what's on the table, what can I work with, how can I generate the revenue now, what would it look like? And then I had the fear of like, well, I've never produced an event internationally, but then I was like, you know what, I have a relationship with the Westin. I should reach out to the Westin mayor. Like, ideas just kept coming, and that's what I mean. Like, I didn't have to like sit there and figure out too much stuff. Like, so the meditation was really important, because when I was getting those ideas was in the meditation. And that's what I mean, like, it just becomes much easier. So long story short, I'm going to Paris. Everything is paid for already. The class is going to be so awesome. It's like super intimate, so I'm going to really just like love on everybody who's in the group and share a lot of information with them and be able to go really deep, which is my favorite. And I get to just go and have fun, and I didn't pay a dime for it. So that's what I mean. The universe is always helping. You just have to create the space so you can hear, so you can listen to the signals and the cues, I hope that helps. And you guys, I know that I talk about all this stuff a lot, and I'm still like personally trying to get a little bit more comfortable with sharing more of it, because I know some of it starts to sound a little like crazy, but I also know that the more I open myself up to it, this will help you. Like, maybe you start thinking about things differently. Maybe you will sit down and meditate. So I'm kind of leaning more into like not worrying so much about sounding weird or sounding like an alien, because that's how I feel sometimes. I feel like I don't even live on this planet anymore. Like, I don't watch the news, I don't watch TV, I don't listen to the radio. Like, I don't know what's on the radio. I listen to like only personal development things. I listen to like spirituality things. So like I'm completely disconnected from, the Matrix, and like, I am feeling like an alien. But if it's helping you, I will continue to sound like an alien. So let me know if this is helping. Thank you so much for the likes and the hearts for that. That makes me feel like a lovable alien, like Elf. J Mac. MUA, I'll travel for sure. I'm working summer school now just so I can attend. That's amazing. Yeah, and like, let me just say this. For sure, the boot camps that I'm having, I'm definitely moving to the model of having one a year. That's in the process right now. Like I'm carving out, like my programs are changing, and not changing, but the structure of them is shifting a little bit to help everybody a little bit more. So know that, whether it's September or next year, like there's a space there for you. So happy to know that you're, excited to make it happen. Suzanne Dotson, I didn't mean the towns, I mean the businesses. Yeah, no, I know what you mean, for sure. And I don't think it's just specific to the makeup business. I think it's just, everywhere in life. Like, there's areas of life that feel really dishonest and areas that feel really honest. So I temper those with, again, connecting with myself, knowing what's true for myself, not following, like, I just don't follow the crowd anymore. I'm used to being kind of on my own, and like, it's just what it is. I'm done people pleasing. And if opportunities come my way, like I've totally turned down several opportunities to work in television being here in Los Angeles, but they didn't feel right. So I was just like, no, thank you. I'm happy to refer someone. It just wasn't for me. So that's why I love being an entrepreneur, because I don't need, like, if I was in a position where I needed the money, like I would have to take the job. Where now it's like, no, I get to choose, like, does this project excite me? Can I really add to it? Is it something that I feel like I would be proud to be a part of? The integrity of this production, does that make sense? Are the values aligned with mine? So it's just so different, and looking at it that way, I feel like everything I do is in integrity. Oh, Moko, miss you too. Suzanne Dodson, yes, The Matrix, I heard that saying. I have a hard time saying the right terms for things. Fuck it, there's no right terms for things. You know what you want to say. Who cares? Corianne Elizabeth Beauty, it sounds amazing. I've always wanted to learn, so I will start working on that. I have neglected myself quite a bit in the past, and this year I will take care of myself. Yeah, and I will tell you, if you're feeling like, you're looking for the right people in your, like, the right support system, the right group of people, like, a big part of it is, like, where are you spending your time? You would laugh at what's fun for me and what weekends are like for me. Like, I go to retreats, I go to personal development events, I go to business conferences, I go hiking. I don't, like, to me a nice night out is dinner. Like, I recently went out to a club with it was his birthday. I took him out for dinner, and and it was a great night. But like, if I have one of those a year, like, I'm good for the rest of the year. I don't need another one like that. So just the quality of people that I have in my life is so different, because like, the people that are hanging out at those kinds of events, that are going to retreats, that are going to sound baths, that are going to, like, personal development things, that they're just so different. So that's what I mean. If you're looking for something different, try something different. So what's in your area that you can take part in? And also, road trips are really fun. So, like, I'm actually looking for something this weekend for Memorial Day. Like, maybe I'll go on a yoga retreat or something, because it'd be really a great weekend to actually unplug. And I was thinking, I'm like, well, I have a car. Where can I go? California's enormous. Let's see what's around. So that kind of thing, just start opening up to what's around. And let me say this. I am also someone who, I really enjoyed time on my own, so I have no problem doing things alone. Like, two really dear friends that I met in Maui last year, like, they've become my closest friends here in California. They live, like, really close to me, a few minutes away from me, and we met on the beach in Maui. And one of my friends, he always says to me, he's like, I'm just so amazed you came here alone. And he's like, I like, totally, like, that's so badass. Like, I never really thought of it that way. Like, I'm very comfortable with time on my own. I actually love it. And I realize that, sometimes it's uncomfortable to be alone, but I'm never uncomfortable anymore. So even when I'm alone in those situations, like, I met them at the bar at the hotel, and I just sat up next to them. They seemed really cool. I was like, hey, is anyone sitting here? And now we're, like, really great friends, So it was kind of cool to be there alone. So I say that to say, if you want to try something new and you don't have anyone to go with, like, do it anyway. See what happens. Natural Beauty Wedding, that's amazing. And it happened on the right time, as prayer answered for me. Yes, because you're going to be at the class in Paris. I know, it's amazing how it happens. Like, yeah, it's just totally divine timing, you know? I'm so excited, and I know that the right people are in the room. I feel like we're going to know each other very intimately by the time it's done. So I can't wait. I can't wait. Virtual 2014, love the information you give. Thank you for your honesty. It's my absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for being on. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing. Suzanne Dodson, you're a cute alien. Thank you. Thank you. It's the first time I've said that. I've said it to my best friend, and I said it to my coach Patty. I'm like, I totally feel like I'm an alien, you know. And they're like, no, you're not. Like they're amazing, but yeah, I'm a little bit of an alien. I'm okay with it too. Jakora Monique, hey Sonia, I thought of my question as soon as as I ended my call yesterday. Well, I have a few more minutes. What's your question? Let me know if it's something I can help with here, and if not, you know, it's going to be a while till we have our next one. So if it's something that's quick that can be answered via email, I'm happy to do that. Or if not, we can, you know, talk about it on the next group call. Let me know. Hey, Amanda's Family Time, Gleaming Beauty, The Artist Corner, Kata George and Zia, Butte, MUA, hello, hello. Suzanne Dotson, I do lots on my own. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, like, once you get comfortable with yourself and you heal all that stuff, like, everything changes. Your money changes, your relationships change, your romantic relationships change, your business changes. It just, because you realize you don't need other people to fill you for anything. That you don't need a certain condition. Like, you don't need a certain amount in your bank account to know that you're fine. Like, it just totally changes. It's you know, are you willing to, like, sit still and, like, you know, feel the things that are there that need to be felt? And a lot of times it's pain, it's the things that we haven't wanted to confront, the lack of self-worth. But listen, once you sit and embrace it and deal with it, like, it goes away. It goes away, and it's the best, because that's where you find your strength. You just realize nothing's going to break you, nothing, and it's all there to help you grow. So I think that the time on your own, for me, it's been invaluable. I love it. Jakor Monique, so a photographer reached out to me about being hired as a hair and makeup artist for her new studio. Should I approach this? I don't know if you should approach it. What do you think? See, this is a perfect, so Jakor Monique is in Beauty Mastermind, and this is exactly how I coach my clients. Like, what do you think? How does this feel to you? What are the questions? And, like, you know, I don't need a rundown on this, but this is really about going back to you. What feels right in your heart? Do you have enough knowing? Like, did you explore the conversation enough where you can sit with the information and feel like, hey, is this right for me or not? You know, I know that you do both. I know that you're very interested in going more into makeup, but this opportunity may really excite you, you know? So there's no right or wrong. I think that, like, never as a coach can I say to anyone, go do this. That's really for you to know, for you to figure out. But if it's an I don't know, because you've really sat with it and nothing's coming, maybe it's not the right time. You know, I could say that. I personally really believe in, you know, go do the thing when you just feel so lit up and, you know, you're like, oh my God, this is it, this is amazing. And if you're unsure, maybe it needs a little bit more time to ponder, or maybe it's just not right. You know, that's you gotta follow your gut, your heart. You'll know. Caprice Robinson MUA, hi. Chosen Faces, Callie Nicole Starr, hi Callie. Suzanne Dodson, I never heard you before. You hit me right in my feels. Aw, well, good. I hope you come back. And also for anybody who's new, who hasn't been on or is just starting to follow me, thank you so much for that. I'm so excited to connect with you. And I also have a site, a page on YouTube, Beauty Mastermind. So if you missed any of my lives, you can catch them there. I always post the replays there. And there's a few there from before, so if you're just starting to join, there's some stuff there. There's stuff on sales. My last webinar is up there. So, you know, feel free, like if you don't catch a live, you can always go there, and I'm going to do my best to continue to post stuff consistently, but I do find that just hopping on these and just talking with you guys is just great. So thank you. I'm so happy that it's helping. Corian Elizabeth Beauty, your skin is so beautiful. I think I've seen you without makeup more than with. Thank you for that. It's so true. I know I never wear makeup. like I'm the antithesis of like what a makeup artist is. And again, this is me. I'm a disruptor. Like I don't care. I don't need to do shit the way other people do it. And that's what I'm saying. Like we can all be that way. It's not in my heart to wear makeup all the time. One of the reasons why I love being here is, you know, I like a tan. I don't like. And when I was in New York, I had to wear makeup every day because I was on a show every day, and then on the weekends I was always doing something for Beauty Mastermind. So I really just, you know, if you know me, most of the time I'm in workout shorts and like a sweatshirt or a tank top. That's my favorite. And no makeup is my favorite too. So thank you for that. My coach and I were just laughing about that because someone commented that to her too. They were like, "Is she the makeup artist who never wears makeup? That's so amazing." But it, you know, I guess those are the things that make me me, you know. So again, you know, do whatever feels right to you. Fly Goddess, hi from Texas. Hi, Suzanne Dodson. Thank you. You're absolutely welcome. Thank you. Caprice Robinson. Hello. The Makeup Ali. I'm the same way. About which part? Being a disruptor. So many things. I mean, the Makeup Ali. You're a force for sure. Caprice Robinson, MUA, where can I find more info on your coaching investments? So funny that you mentioned this. I'm actually, my website, I should be getting the first look-see at it on Friday. So like literally in a matter of days, I'm going to be replacing, I've just been doing like random landing pages for things, but the website, so literally in a matter of days, there will be one place where all my content is hosted, right? Where you can find all of it, like my past webinars and things like that, and then also different kinds of products and things. So stay tuned, literally in a matter of days, okay? Corianne Elizabeth Beauty, yes. Tan skin, I'm not a fan of makeup daily either, and I always hear people say, as artists, we have to. No, we don't. I feel like I have to when I'm on set, because I feel like I'm representative of my department, and you know, I like to look put together on set. But in life, I feel most comfortable with mascara, like a little color on my cheeks, you know, a good brow. And I've actually gotten really comfortable with like my circles. I just, you know, whatever. But yeah, I don't think you have to do anything that doesn't feel right to you. The makeup I lead, no makeup most of the time. Well, you're stunning, so I totally get it. Suzanne Dodson, I'm a disruptor too. Love it. Square Crowns, hello from the Dominican Republic. Hi, I'm half Dominican. Really nice to meet you. Kyle Nagel Beauty, hi. Hello there, nice to see you. Face Nails, hello. It's so nice to see all these new names, you guys. I really appreciate that. Glam Tam Tam, what is a disruptor? Okay, I will tell you this, and then I'm going to hop off because I've been on boring you guys for a while. But if you've missed any part of this, I am going to post it up on my YouTube, and I'm definitely going to be doing more. But what a disruptor is someone who does not follow the status quo. Like if you tell me I have to go left, I'm going to go right, because I don't like that you told me that I had to go left and that's the only way to do it. I don't believe in that. So disruptor is someone who, whatever the system is, whatever the pattern is, they just go against it. You know, so I 100% know that Suzanne is a disruptor because I attract other disruptors. It's who I am too. So I believe you. But I love that, because the thing is to break the mold of thinking that things can only happen one way, because there's many different ways, there's many perspectives on things. So Glam Tam Tam Buck. So you know, think bigger. If someone says you can only do it this way, like really challenge yourself to find out, is that really true? Because most of the time it's not. And then when you start thinking that way, watch your business explode. Watch your business do other amazing things, because when you stop following the herd and you do what feels right to you, then it's key. But in order for you to find out what feels right to you, there's the meditation, right? You need the inspiration again. So it's all a puzzle that comes together really beautifully. Okay, I have seconds left before IG kicks me off. Thank you guys so much for being on. I'm going to post this on my IG Live, and I'll see you guys soon. Hopefully I see some of the new names for the next one. Thank you so much, and have a great night, okay? Bye.